Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take source materials, articles, research, our notes, and really just distill them down into the essential insights for you. Basically, your shortcut to being genuinely well-informed. Today, we're diving into something really interesting. Stoicism. It's an ancient philosophy, but wow, does it feel relevant right now? So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt just overwhelmed by things you can't control? You know, the nightmare commute, maybe a really difficult person you have to deal with, or that missed opportunity that just keeps playing over and over in your head. If any of that sounds familiar, then yeah, this deep dive is definitely for you, because we're going to explore a perspective shift, a really powerful one, that could change how you handle, well, life's inevitable bumps.
Exactly. And our mission here today is to cut through some of the noise. What is Stoicism really? What isn't it? And why did these ideas, like 2,000 years old, from people like Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, and Seneca, the philosopher, why do they still resonate so much? Maybe even more than a lot of modern self-help stuff. The goal is clarity, really, finding some tools for peace in, let's face it, a pretty frantic world. And it's not just about managing feelings. Stoicism has these 4 core virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. They're like the pillars supporting a good life, and they connect directly to what we'll discuss.
Okay, clarity amidst the noise. I like that. And yet, one of the biggest bits of noise around Stoicism is, like you said, what people think it is. My first thought, honestly, sometimes it's just someone, gritting their teeth through hardship, suppressing everything. Is that the main misconception we need to tackle?
Oh, absolutely. That's the biggest one. That Stoicism means being emotionless or apathetic, just sort of toughing it out. Like the common use of the word stoic, meaning unfeeling. But it's just not what the philosophy is about, the real core of Stoicism. It's not about getting rid of emotions, not at all. It's really about mastering your reactions to those emotions and to, things that happen outside of you. It's about consciously choosing peace instead of chaos and really focusing your energy only on what you can actually control. The Stoics basically broke life down into 2 main categories. This is where it gets really powerful. First, there are the things within your control. What are they? Your thoughts, your actions, your choices, your judgments, your character, your inner world. That's your domain.
Okay. My thoughts, my actions. Got it.
Right. Then second category, things totally outside your control. And this list is, huge. The weather, the economy, what other people think of you, how someone else acts, flight delays, even things that already happened. And we tend to try and control these things, or at least worry about them endlessly. But Stoicism asks, is this worry actually doing anything useful? Because if it's about traffic or someone's opinion, that energy isn't just wasted, it actively drains your calm. The big insight is realizing your peace doesn't come from the world changing for you. It comes from you adapting to reality. Marcus Aurelius, he wrote something incredibly direct in his private notes, his meditations. He said, waste no time arguing what a good person should be. Be one.
Wow, that's blunt.
It is, and it's practical. Don't get lost in theory. Don't wish others were different. Just act on your values. Embody it. Start with you right now.
That distinction, control versus no control, feels huge, but simple on the surface. What's the toughest part for people putting that into practice? Is it the letting go part, or even just figuring out what is actually in their control?
It's usually the letting go. Yeah. We're sort of wired to want control, right, for security. And when we can't control something outside us, our brain often defaults to worry. It feels like we're doing something, I guess.
Right, like worry is a form of action.
Exactly. But as Marcus Aurelius pointed out, it just drains you. The hard work is the daily practice of saying, okay, this external thing, not my job. My job is how I respond.
Okay, so if that's the core idea, how do we actually use it? What are the, practical handles? You mentioned pillars.
Yes, pillars. And that practicality is why it's stuck around for so long. It's not some abstract thing. It's meant for daily life. So let's break it down into maybe the big 3 Stoic pillars. Actionable strategies. Pillar 1, control what you can, let go of the rest. This is it, the foundation. It's about accepting what is, radically accepting it, but fiercely owning your response to it. Marcus Aurelius, again, he said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Think about how much time and energy we waste agonizing over stuff we can't change. That deadline last week, a colleague's annoying habit, scary news headlines.
All the time, yeah.
This pillar says, redirect that energy. You can't control the traffic jam, fine, but you can control your attitude while sitting in it. You can't control gossip, but you control whether you engage, how you react, or if you react at all. It's about building this kind of inner fortress, So outside stuff can't just knock you over because you stopped giving it the key.
That reframes so much. Little daily frustrations, big anxieties, it really shifts the focus back to where you do have power, like a mental decluttering. Focus on what actually matters.
Precisely, which leads nicely into pillar 2, practice voluntary discomfort. Now, this one might sound a bit weird at first, maybe even unpleasant.
Voluntary discomfort. Why would anyone volunteer for that?
Good question. Seneca, another key Stoic, he advised setting aside days to live very simply. Content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, he said. But he wasn't saying go live in a cave forever. The reason is key. It's not about suffering for suffering's sake. The goal is to intentionally expose yourself to small inconveniences, minor discomforts.
Like what specifically?
Could be super simple. Take the stairs, not the elevator. Leave your phone in another room for an hour. Sit with a slightly boring feeling instead of instantly grabbing a distraction. Maybe skip that fancy coffee once a week, or, the classic, take a cold shower for a minute. The point is to build resilience, mental, emotional resilience. It's like inoculation. So when life throws a real curveball, job loss, health scare, unexpected bill, you name it, you've already practiced being adaptable. You're less rattled by losing comforts because you know you can handle it. You've built strength before you desperately need it. It's like that small emotional vaccine we mentioned earlier.
So it's like strength training, but for your mind.
Yeah.
Instead of weights, I'm just dealing with slow internet on purpose. Maybe I can handle that. Building mental muscle before the heavy lifting is needed.
You got it. And that brings us to pillar 3. Memento mori, remember death.
Okay, that one definitely sounds grim. Remember death. Sounds kind of morbid.
It does sound heavy initially, I know. Remember, you must die. Why would anyone want to think about that? But the Stoic angle isn't about being morbid at all. It's actually profoundly life-affirming. Well, memento mori isn't about dwelling on the end itself. It's about using that reality to create intense appreciation for right now. If you truly grasp that life is short, that this moment is a gift, not a guarantee, it pushes you to live more fully, more intentionally. It acts like a filter. An urgency filter for your day.
An urgency filter.
Yeah. Think about it. If you knew this was your last day or even your last hour, would you be scrolling mindlessly? Would you be stuck on some old resentment, chasing approval from people who don't really matter?
Probably not.
Exactly. So it's not just philosophy, it's a practical tool. It cuts through the procrastination, the trivial stuff. It helps you focus on what truly builds your character, strengthens relationships, makes a real contribution. Remembering time is limited gives everything more value. Every conversation, every project, even just a quiet moment, it pushes you to live without regrets, aware of how precious and, fleeting life is. Less about fear of death, more about the urgency of living.
That's a really powerful reframe.
Yeah.
Instead of gloomy, it makes the now feel critical. Precious. It really does make you think differently about priority. Puts a new lens on things. So, okay, let's connect this ancient stuff to right now. How does Stoicism help with modern challenges? Like, I'm thinking constant doom scrolling, the anxiety so many people feel, FOMO, the fear of missing out. Stoicism feels like an antidote, maybe, offering clarity in all this overwhelm.
Absolutely. It's maybe more relevant now than ever because it gives you that framework to handle the constant flood, right? The information, the pressure. Think about Marcus Aurelius again, Emperor of Rome, dealing with huge pressures, war, betrayal, plague. His world was incredibly uncertain and demanding.
Right, real stakes.
Totally. And yet his journal, Meditations, wasn't for anyone else. It was his private practice. To keep himself grounded, calm, acting justly amidst chaos, and the fact that he, with the weight of an empire on his shoulders, found this necessary. Well, it says a lot. If he needed these tools then, what about us now? We might not be fighting actual wars, but we fight distraction, overload, that feeling of never doing enough, constant notifications.
Yet different battles, same need for grounding.
Exactly. And Stoicism shows you don't need to escape to find peace. You don't need to move to a cabin or give up technology. It's about pausing, reflecting, cultivating self-command right where you are, in the city, suburbs, wherever. It's an internal shift. It directly tackles doom scrolling by asking, can I control this news? No. Okay, what can I control? Your focus, your reaction. It hits FOMO by reminding you your own values and character matter more than what everyone else seems to be doing. And it helps with anxiety by giving you that mental sort. Is this mine to manage or not?
So what does this all mean for us? Like today, right now? It means we can actually start using this stuff. Let's try something really simple. A 60-second Stoic practice you can do literally today, not just theory, action.
Perfect. Let's walk through it right now. Just take a second. Recall something recent that stressed you out. or made you angry, or just felt overwhelming. It could be anything, an email, traffic, a comment someone made. Just picture that specific situation. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, ask yourself 2 questions about it. Simple questions. First, did I control that event? Could you have directly stopped it or changed it? And second, could I have controlled how I responded? Even if the event was out of your hands, did you have control over your feelings, your words, your actions after it happened? This little mental check-in, that's your Stoic compass. Anytime you feel that stress or overwhelm rising up today or any day, just pause. A few seconds is all it takes. Ask, is this in my control? If yes, if you can change something, then act decisively. But if the answer is no, if it's totally outside your influence, then you practice letting it go, consciously. Acknowledge it, sure, but don't let it hijack your mind. It's such a simple, powerful way to regain calm and focus your energy where it actually counts.
That is incredibly practical, like a mental filter, just sorting the noise from the signal. It really does empower you. You can't control the world, no, but you absolutely can control how you meet it. And that's where the real power is, isn't it? Owning your internal landscape. And speaking of internal strength, our next deep dive, we're actually going to look at Marcus Aurelius's morning routine. Yes, the emperor had one, and how you can use similar principles to build serious mental toughness, maybe even before your first coffee.
Excellent. But before we finish today, just one final thought for you to take away. Based on our chat, what's one uncontrollable thing you've been kind of stuck on lately? A past mistake, maybe, someone else's actions, worrying about the future. Now imagine consciously deciding to release that just for this week, using that Stoic compass on that specific thing. What would that feel like? Think about the mental space, the peace you might get back. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Stoicism. We really hope it's giving you not just some ideas, but some actual tools for more calm, more clarity in your day-to-day life. Keep reflecting, keep practicing, and stay grounded.